I'm Gina Buell. I'm a sixth-generation restaurateur, and I've got a passion for food, service, and people. Join me while we explore the taste of Lake. Hi, welcome to the show. We're here at beautiful Mission Inn Resort and Club in Howey in the Hills. We're going to find out today why this resort and club and its 4 restaurants are worth the drive. Come on, let's go. Our restaurant destination this week takes us to Howey in the Hills, Florida. This quaint little Lake County town with its beautiful rolling hills and sparkling lakes is located about 35 miles north of Orlando's popular attractions. It's also just about an hour from each coastline. Howey in the Hills is the home of Mission Inn Resort and Club, which has been family owned and operated for more than 50 years. This is so beautiful. Look at those bridges. So tell me about your dad. How did this all come about?
As he would have said, to find Howey in the Hills back in 1964 was not easy. He was a commodities broker in Chicago, and he found a classified ad in the Wall Street Journal for a golf course in Central Florida that was for sale near Orlando. And we had always been winter visitors to South Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
And so he, having driven through the state, was very familiar with the rolling hills in Central Florida, and it just caught his attention. As a commodities broker, his business was changing. It was going more direct, so he thought this was an opportunity. So he flew down with a friend of his and checked it out, and he bought it by September.
So he bought the golf course and the...
There was an existing clubhouse up at the top of the hill at the highest point of the land, which would have been where the original Floridan Country Club clubhouse was.
Okay.
And there was an 18-hole golf course.
And how was the golf back then?
Not so good.
Not so good?
He would have said that his first round of golf, he had to collect a lot of blades of grass, put them in a little pile so he could put the ball on top to play.
But look at it now.
I know. He said if he could just make it beautiful, people would come.
And they have.
And they certainly have. We're in our 50th year. And
really? This is your 50th year?
Yes, it is.
Well, happy anniversary.
Well, thank you.
So I hear your dad loved horses and was a bit of an adventurer. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. Back in the early 20s, he had a horse in Chicago at a place that is probably not all high rises. It was at McCormick and Western. It was a stable. And he would go out there and ride with his friends with white masks over their faces and shoot guns in the air and have pretend stagecoach holdups.
Are you kidding? That's fantastic.
And he was in a rodeo one time, and his horse stepped in a hole, and the end result was my dad broke his leg. So on the way to the hospital, my grandfather reached into the glove compartment and handed him some whiskey to drink. And while my dad was recuperating in the hospital for a month,
wow, that was a bad break.
Yes, he dreamt of someday going to Mexico on horseback. And so after he was released, he took a trip down to Cuba with his parents and his grandfather, and as soon as he returned, he got his friend, who also had a horse in Chicago, Tex Bunting. And Tex was a backroom man at a butcher shop, but they both loved horses, so they decided they would take this adventure together. So they drove down to Del Rio, Texas in September, stored the car, bought horses, broke them, and got their supplies and just started to cross over the border into Mexico and finally ended the trip in December 1939.
So how long was the trip? They started
in September and ended in December.
Wow.
So it took them about 1,400 miles because they did go south of Mexico City. But he said they crossed mountains 10,000 feet high and
That's incredible.
rode with some of Pancho Villa's men.
Really? Oh my gosh.
And he took movies of it. And
do you still have those movies?
Yes. And you see him and he's making dinner by the river and setting up camp. And
oh my goodness.
It's a real treasure. My dad was a real camera buff.
That is a real treasure to have that to show your children, your grandchildren. That's fabulous.
Yes. So, and on their way back, they were on the Pan American Highway, one of the first trips, one of the first buses to cross that road.
Really?
And as soon as he got back, he asked my mother to marry him.
Oh, so they were. That's incredible. I bet he did.
He did. He did. But you see his notes where he's writing back and forth to her and sending film home to be developed and letting her know what the next destination will be.
Oh, I bet she was worried.
Probably.
Back then, that would have been.
Probably.
Yeah. He was definitely an adventurer.
Part of Dad's collection is on display in the center room of the clubhouse. If you look up when you walk into that room, on the shelving unit is his original vest that he wore, and his hat, and his saddle.
His saddle. Wow. I can't wait to go see that.
You should.
So what was your father's vision for the mission, and did he expect all of this?
You know, I think he did over time. As I said, he said, build it and make it beautiful and people will come. And he had to have that vision because here we are in Howie in the Hills. Orlando wasn't much at the time, but when he got to the top of the hill and looked out over what was a golf course, but not in great shape, he could easily envision planting trees, someday having hotel accommodations and restaurants, and letting it grow with the times and attracting people from all parts of the country and world.
And it has. It is just absolutely fabulous here. I love all of the trees, and my husband would love it. Your dad was PD, pre-Disney. So what did he think when Disney came in about an hour, was it south of here?
My dad was Disney's biggest fan.
Really?
He loved Disney's concept and his standards and his approach to family and entertainment. And back then, the airport in Orlando was very tiny. They rolled up the stairs and you walked off.
Exactly. It was one little, it looked like a warehouse.
Yes. So Orlando, the impact of Disney has been phenomenal, and we're the spin-off of it, or they're the spin-off of us. How's that?
Perfect. I love that. And is that why you have the wall of Disney, the tile wall?
That is one of many that my dad put up. He had traveled to Mexico and South America and brought back some tiles, and then he had that one custom made along with one of his father that have been on the walls for years.
Wow, they're beautiful.
Yes.
So there are 4 restaurants here on property. Can you tell me, because our viewers might not know what they are and what they're about, so can you give me a rundown of them?
Certainly. La Hacienda overlooks the golf course. It is known for its Sunday brunch. So it is available for lunch, breakfast and lunch, and then private functions in the evening. Knickers is located out at our clubhouse, so it has gorgeous golf course views and views of the lake and looking back at the resort. It has a wonderful Saturday night prime rib and seafood buffet.
I can't wait to see that.
You should. You will. And it's available for lunch during the day and private functions in the morning. It's open every other night for dinner too, as well as the Saturday buffet. El Conquistador is the main dining room. It overlooks the courtyard, so it has a wonderful dinner. And on occasion they have themed dinners, wine and entree dinners. It overlooks the courtyard, and it's available for breakfast and lunch as a private location.
Okay.
And lastly, La Margarita. It overlooks the small courtyard, and it is open for dinner, for a very casual dinner in the evening, in a lounge atmosphere.
So there's lots of choices for your guests
Lots of
here.
choices. And then there are numerous private areas down by the marina and other locations.
The marina, where's the marina?
Not far from here, just off of 19.
Okay.
So there is a pavilion down there for private functions, barbecues and whatnot.
Wonderful. Now, you know, you've got so many options for dining. You don't really have to be a guest here to come dine admission in, do you?
No, not, of course not. All of our restaurants are open to the public, and during the holidays we have phenomenal brunch and special dinners.
I saw that Easter brunch coming.
Yes, so you definitely want to make a reservation for that. But all of our restaurants we welcome the guests from outside to come and enjoy them, and all the special views that each one has. The food is just phenomenal.
That's great. Come on, Lake County, come see it. Peggy, thank you so much for spending so much time with me today. I really appreciate it, and telling me all about your father and the history of the Mission Inn, as well as giving me a glimpse of what the future holds. I'm going to go hook up with the chef and see what they've been doing since 4 o'clock in the morning. I understand that the crew has been out with your chef since 4.
Oh, good for them. Thanks for sharing our story.
Oh, appreciate it.
All right, you're at the Tampa market. Fresh produce this morning. This is how we do it. Famous today. We're gonna be famous today. We're gonna walk around with a camera. Tomatoes, how much are your tomatoes? Nice tomatoes. We're gonna go down here. I always like to start in the beginning. They're beautiful. Right on. You know, where can you get it this fresh, you know? You're not gonna have a truck deliver this to you like this. How beautiful it is. Yeah, there's no way our garden can produce anywhere near what we go through in a week. I still have a lot more to do for 5 days. We're supplying 4 restaurants and a banquet facility for 5 days. You gotta learn how to read Spanish on some people. That was the first Spanish ticket I ever got. It's okay, I guess. Wow, I mean, that is just beautiful. You know, a lot of people throw that away. We don't. We'll fry that up and use it for garnish, just right out of the farm. How much is a case of this? We got these coming out. We grow our own stuff too. We have them coming out, eggplant coming out of our garden right now. You know, come on, this stuff is so fresh just coming in here. It's just can't beat it. There's nothing like it. If you're gonna take care of your customers, this is the way to do it. Right out of Plant City. These are straight out of Plant City right now. I bet you these are running $8, $9 a case. Really nice. Wow. So today we're probably 300 breakfast, same 300 lunch, and then tonight we'll probably do, you know, 400 total. This looks like a lot, but it really, I'll be shocked how much is gone even tomorrow when I wake up. We're gonna go to the main market. Right here you can bargain with them a little bit, but on the main market you can't. It's what it is what it is. People don't realize how much they mark it up, you know? I paid 10 for them strawberries. They're gonna be 17 for what they pay for it. That's a big saving. In 10 cases, I probably should have got 20, but I'm gonna come again in probably 8 days. Now I know about 8 days. This stuff is being ripened right here, right out of the garden, straight to this spot right here. Everything else coming out of hot houses and things like that. These are the freshest tomatoes you'll see right here. They really are. Onions, the potatoes, the watermelons, man, it's unbelievable. The oranges go all the way to China. They produce it. You know, they have brands like that, and then it comes back and it's a China orange juice. I'm like, you're kidding, right? But I can sell it to you cheap. I'm like, no, we're in Florida. You think I can have some China orange juice? Do they even grow oranges in China? No, they get them from us. Are you kidding? Thank you.
Well, here we are at the beautiful Spa Marbella in the Mission Inn, having a wonderful spa-tini with fresh mint, and I can't wait to get to that Sushi and Prime Rib Bar tonight. This is an absolutely beautiful presentation. I mean, that fish is huge.
That's fresh smoked salmon. We do it here on property.
Do you really?
We do all of it, and we cure all of our locks here on property too. Everything's fresh. All the produce that you're seeing that we use, we got up fresh out of Tampa.
How many times do you go to Tampa?
I try to go 2 times a week, depending on the business.
2 times a week?
Try to.
That's incredible.
Really, when you're going out there, the amount of business we're doing here, it's
so
to keep it going.
Yeah, you do. So the quality is a big thing with you, Chef Danny.
It is, because going to Tampa, getting it right out of the farmer's market, it's just unbelievable. It's coming right out of the farms in Tampa.
Wow,
area,
that's incredible.
Right around the Plant City areas where all the farms are.
How long did it take to do all of this?
Well, it takes 2 people all day long on Fridays to prep everything to start rolling all day Saturday to get this to this point. We can do up to 400 or 500 all you can eat, and then it will look this way all night long.
That is beautiful.
Last person. When this goes down, this is exactly what it looks like at the end.
Let me tell you something. Being in the business this long, I know how hard that is. That is absolutely incredible that you're able to do that. So, out of all of these, which is your favorite?
I like the bluefin tuna.
You like
raw sashimi? Mm-hmm. I sure do. These summer spring rolls, it's beautiful for vegetarians. You know, it's just all the fresh vegetables we got at the market in them summer spring rolls.
My brother would love this. He's a vegan. And how many guests do you expect to come through this buffet this evening?
150.
150.
Yeah. And that's a regular night, and you'll probably have another 30, 40 walk-ins.
Wow.
So people's realizing that they just can't walk in no more because it's just too full all the time. But you can walk in the later hours. Mm-hmm. We're open till 9 o'clock. So
9 o'clock here. Well, let's grab a plate and we'll have a seat. We're here at the Mission Inn having all-you-can-eat sushi. And there's also prime rib and crab legs. So come join us. So we are here at Knickers, and every Saturday you have this fabulous buffet. But not only is it sushi, you also have prime rib, ham, oysters, crab. Mm-hmm. That's just amazing.
It keeps going on.
It does. It does.
A little dessert steak bar and everything.
I didn't see the dessert bar. I can't have it. Anyway, so to prepare all of this, how many guests do you serve a day?
Here at Mission Inn, between breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we can serve up to 750 people. Put it in banquets, it can be over 1,000 people a day at Mission Inn.
That's incredible.
It is.
Being in the restaurant business, I know how hard that is.
That is.
To have consistency and quality like this.
That's it.
You've got some well-trained staff, it seems like.
Yes, I do. That's for sure.
Well, tell me about that. Tell me how you train your staff.
Well, one thing about my staff here, they work all outlets. There's 3 different restaurants in the banquet facility, so they get to go through each one and they experience everything. So
cross-trained.
They're cross-trained in every aspect. People that don't even bake, they come in here to learn a little baking. You know, they're just when the chefs leave here, they go over and take over other people's restaurant as a chef. You know,
that's very impressive.
Start here as a line cook, and they just move themselves up. So I have very little turnover.
And that's what you did, isn't it?
Yeah, came up from a line cook in a fine dining restaurant, and now I'm the executive chef at Mission Inn.
18 years later, look at you.
18 years.
Producing beautiful food.
And when you have a property this big, it doesn't feel like you've been at a job 18 years because there's so many restaurants and jobs that you're in.
Yeah.
You know?
So there's the fine dining restaurant is called
Elk and Queso.
And tell me about that restaurant.
We have anything from scallop shrimp, high-end steaks, all your steaks. We have a bone-in ribeye, filet mignon. We have a New Zealand red deer, lamb chops. Chilean sea bass. It just goes on and on.
Chilean sea bass is one of my favorites. That and venison, you got me.
Yeah.
You hooked me right there. So your employees go through every station in the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But to make a restaurant work, the back and the front of the house have to work together.
That's it.
So, and you know, there's so many restaurants where there is that divide between the front and the back of the house. And it seems like you have a wonderful team here that really works well together. How do you facilitate that?
Well, one thing is we have to respect each other. And you know, in kitchens, it can be rough because there is that line.
Yeah.
But here it isn't a line because we have to work with the front of the house to get it right. It's
yeah.
just the bottom line. If you're not working with the front of the house, it's not going to be right.
That's
you
very
have to
true.
Be a team.
Yeah.
If you're back in the back thinking you're doing it all, you're in trouble.
So let me guess. The servers here don't put the food up in the window like this and go, "Can you recook it?"
No, they come back right away. If there's an issue, it's corrected on the spot, and let's just fix the problem.
That's wonderful to hear.
That's what you got to do.
It is. It really is. To be successful, that's what you have to do because ultimately, it's not the server that's asking; it's the guest that's asking, and that's great that your team understands that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You're here to. You're here to spend a lot of money. We want to make sure it's right every time. If there's a problem, we're on it right away because you're in the restaurant business. Things are going to happen.
Yes. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. If I could learn how to use chopsticks, I would be so much better.
No, it's awesome. It is.
This fish is fabulous. Where do you get such fresh ingredients?
Well, we deal with a lot of Gary Seafood is where we get it stuff. Go to Tampa for all our fresh market produce, like I say.
So
when you're dealing with high-end purveyors, you're going to get the good stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do. You know, it's bluefin tuna. You can taste it.
You can.
It's unbelievable.
You can.
It's not fish at all.
So,
It's unbelievable.
being here 18 years, what, if you could describe Mission Inn in a few words, how would you describe it?
It's such a beautiful place to come to work every day. And then you deal with so many different personalities every day. It's just unbelievable. It's just, I love it. Because we're doing all international cooking. You know, to be able to put something out like this, take a lot of pride in this right here.
You know,
and this is one thing out of 100 things I've already seen all day here on this property, and a big banquet going off right now, a big wedding going off. We got 2 of them.
2 weddings, plus this, plus...
2 weddings, plus this, plus the fine dining restaurant, and each one of them is just so unique. That just brings me back every day. It's different every single day. You're dealing with people, so that's when that's how you know. It's going to be different.
It is going to be different every day when you're dealing with people.
No matter what.
No matter what.
People have their own taste too, you know.
do.
So we're creating for the guests too. You know, a lot of these wedding parties that we do, we create special menus for them.
So
it's
one thing you said
beautiful.
before was that you have your people come in with ideas
Yeah.
as a part of their training. Tell me about that. How do they?
Well, they're just like anybody. They need to go home and study, figure out what they want to do for specials in their areas, and communicate with the chef. And the chef comes together with the employee and makes something happen. So that's what keeps that's what keeps the chef fresh. That really is.
That's really a great way to do it because you're always looking for new ideas from
And they're learning a lot.
Yeah.
They really are.
Hey, so Farm to Fork is pretty close to home, and you go to Tampa every week.
Yeah.
And you get fresh vegetables. You've got just high-end quality seafood coming in, and you have a garden here on property.
We have 2 gardens on property. We have our own herb garden. We grow our own flowers, all of our fresh herbs, everything.
So this orchid right here,
we didn't grow them now, but I wish we could.
You have a greenhouse for that.
All of our herbs are grown in our garden. We have edible roses here that we have in our garden that we put on our plates and everything, decorate. Our big garden right now, broccoli's coming out, eggplant, green beans, tomatoes.
That is incredible.
This is what's coming right off of our property. But we're dealing in so much volume
that you've got to
every day that I have to go to Tampa and do that. I don't have to. I can have a truck back up to our door just like anybody else. But that produce has been gassed. That produce is coming from all over the world. You know, it's amazing that people don't realize that this produce coming out of these purveyors is all over the world.
You know, we're getting things off of that market that's locally grown and California. You know, so it's really close to home. It's things in the United States. You know, when you look at the tomatoes, and they're not gas house, they're fresh right out of the garden. You know.
That's so important.
It is.
That is so
really
important.
It really is.
So your day starts at 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
That's a long day.
That's a long day.
That's a long day.
But you know, that's what we have to do if we want to do it right, to really be able to take pride in what we do here at the Michelin. Yeah. We have to be able to get up, you know. I'll go home for 2 hours in the daytime after I come back, get a rest, but I'm here until 11, 12 o'clock that night, even after I started my day at 4 o'clock.
Well, and that's what you need to do.
That's what you have to do, you know.
To keep.
But you know, I have chefs here that I depend on when I'm not here. They're making sure that it is going off the way it's supposed to go on. You know, and you take care of your people as a family-owned place.
That's right.
They are here for you, and they will make sure that everything happens.
Yep, that's absolutely right. Chef Danny, thanks for spending time with me. Fabulous food, farm to fork, in a gorgeous, great backdrop. It's not be too tough coming to work every day.
It's a beautiful place to go every day, that's for sure.
I really hope you had a good time exploring Mission Inn with me today. For more information about the Mission Inn, check out their website. Until next time, get out and have a taste of Lake.
Congratulations.
Thank you to 50 years.
I know your dad would be proud.
He would be proud, absolutely.
Don't take it away.
She's so nervous. Go away.
For more Taste of Lake, be sure to log on to visitlakeflorida.com to learn more about other great dining options in Lake County.